Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Aries for the month of December 2025. So Aries, we are almost in the sun sign of Sagittarius, so your cousin sign, fire element. You are in your 9th house, which is the house of far horizons and travel. And anything that's sort of right out there in the world, you may find yourself interested in. All those kind of elements, travelling, watching programs, all that kind of thing comes in the influences for this 4 weeks for you. Just a bit of housekeeping. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment so we can grow this channel. Thanks for that. Okay, so let's see energy around for Aries for December late November 2025, the last month of the year. Okay, energy around. We've got the 3 of Swords. So a bit of a heartbreak situation here, or grief, either, where we kind of do delve into that realm, or it comes to visit us in terms of events from the past maybe coming back that we're still grieving for, and we often grieve for a lifetime. We just get used to. Time helps heal the grieving, but it doesn't sort of dissolve it. It's always there, and it's just a matter of perspective of how we kind of are tracking. And also the passing of time. There's nothing like it. But when you're in it and it's fresh, it's really kind of difficult and challenging to handle. So that's sort of the energy around. So yeah, I feel like you get the gist of what that could mean to you personally. Okay, so where you are right now, Aries. The mother figure. So for some of you, this definitely could be about your mother, or about you being a mother, and how that grief can manifest too for mothers when they're sort of set upon by the empty nest syndrome. It's all that effort and time put in by the empress or the mother to raise her children. But also it has an overreaching effect of also abundance and getting things coming together in terms of what you've planted, and now you're reaping the rewards of the plant, or the harvest is here. But it's all abundance and nurturing, all those kinds of things are what the Empress or the Mother stands for. So that is really interesting. I know at least one of my listeners may find that quite interesting at the moment. She knows who she is. Okay, so let's see what has influenced this beautiful Empress, major card to Aries, I must say, to come into play for this 4 weeks. And it will affect the rest of the reading for 4 weeks, the effector. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So doing very well. Absolutely, 9 of Pentacles. So 9s are all about completion and sort of achievement as well. And Pentacles obviously is about, the material, mundane life of work, achievement, money saved, money available for whatever it is that you need it for. Very much a slow climb too to get to the 9 of Pentacles. It's sort of an effort has to be made in order to be rewarded by this card. Okay, it's looking very interesting actually, this reading already, but I'll hold my tongue until we get through, and then I can sort of, I can let you know where I think this is going or not. Okay, let's see what was going on in October, November time. And it's the background card or the crown card. So it still has influence even now, even though it's in the past, it still has this influence on what you're doing, obviously, because it's only the recent sort of past. The Capricorn Devil. So the Devil comes up. It's a very interesting card. It looks quite sort of fearsome, really, with that Devil sitting there and the couple chained together. So it can kind of mean, it can mean excesses. It can mean, yeah, just being sort of, especially with this couple sitting here chained together, it can mean a sort of a staleness in a relationship where they do feel like they're just sort of, especially with the Mother card sitting there, they do feel like they've kind of just been on this merry-go-round of, you know, looking after people, working, you know, just chained to that material cycle of life where we work, we drop the children off, we pick them up, we cook, we do all those mundane life things, and suddenly one day, especially in the ninth house, we wake up and go, hang on a minute, this has got to change. I need to go and travel. We need to go and do some exciting things, even if it's just short distance travel, just something to get oneself out of this sort of, it could be described as a rut. And I think all human beings have that same phase in their life where they just think, oh my God, what am I doing? I just feel like I'm riding a bike and getting nowhere, actually. Just pedaling furiously, and all I'm doing is paying bills and looking after, you know, all the things of life. It can talk about excesses, as I mentioned before, like, you know, addicted to things, and we all, you know, all human beings as well. You can be addicted to money and status and drugs or alcohol, anything, food, and that's who we are. So we need to learn. So perhaps the Devil also means that it's time to sort of moderate everything and just, you know, make everything kind of equal rather than just really one massive thing ruling your life, like alcohol or food or something, or even gambling, where we need to sort of balance things out, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, Aries. And it still sits above, and I know for some Aries that, you know, they have conquered that kind of story, and we all get to a point where we need to conquer one of our excesses, whatever it may be, just to, what's the word, just to sort of, you know, moderate it and balance it a little bit more. And it's a major card, so it's good in a way to just have that sort of sitting there to remind ourselves, oh, hang on a minute, we'd better just play it down a little bit. Just dial it down is the word I was looking for. Make things a bit more balanced. Okay, recent influences. Wow, another big card. We've got the Chariot. And that's that emotional discipline card, which plays right into what I've just said about the Devil. So it's about emotionally distancing oneself, disciplining oneself to sort of balance as well. I'd call this, it's got a lot to do, but it's travel, obviously, because we've got a horse and a chariot. But it's also, I likened it to, in modern day terms, it'd be a road trip, especially here in Australia. And I know parts of everywhere else in the Western world, this is really a thing that people love. Some people just love to do it. But in order to go on that road trip, everything has to be sort of in order, or else you find yourself in a bit of a pickle in terms of, you know, car breaking down, running out of petrol, oil being very in short supply, all those sorts of things. So you can liken it to a road trip in terms of, yeah, just emotionally disciplining yourself in the life as well. And it's sort of like the counter. It's the counter to the Devil, if you like. Very interesting. And the Chariot, actually, funnily enough, the Devil is ruled by the sign of Capricorn, and the Chariot is ruled by the sign of Cancer, and they are polar opposites. So yeah, it's a very interesting sort of juxtaposition we've got there. Okay, let's move on to the lesson that you'll be learning. And we've got good news coming with the Page of Pentacles. So I'm thinking too, this was what I was waiting for. So when you get the combination of the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and one of the pages, it signifies a pregnancy. There you go. Tried and tested, everybody. So this particular page is very earthbound. He's very sort of, if it's a child, it's going to be very earthy, very loyal, very slow moving, but very practical, and a person that you can really depend on. So it's nice earth energy. So for those of you who may have been waiting to get pregnant, this is definitely suggesting highly that this is probably what's happening for you or someone in your family. And that takes in a lot of people, obviously, for some people, but it's great. But it will grow and it will develop, and as long as it's nurtured and fed. So we can sort of look at that as, yeah, a pregnancy with an element of earth in it, which is really nice, actually. And nice, earth is a very good balancer for the fire sign of Aries. So those sort of, you know, additions to the family are usually very grounding. They're the least child to be wayward and naughty. It's sort of everywhere, and this one's very much rooted in the ground. Okay, so next we're going to see near future. We have Aquarius, the star. So keep moving forward. As long as you keep moving forward, everything is cool. It's when you stop, it's when you live in the past. This is about just moving forward, being present, but always looking to step one foot in front of another to get to where you are going, including people that come across your path. All these things are very much linked with the star. It's Aquarius, obviously, I've said, but yeah, very sort of out there type of energy as well. Sort of really seeing that, you know, things are temporary, and it's ongoing, and so we need to be able to move with the ongoing energy rather than be stuck and stayed in the past, or just not doing anything, just sort of fox in the headlights sort of thing, deer in the headlights, like I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to put anything in, and therefore as we know, nothing really happens to people when they're in that state. It's just a constant state of can't even think of the word, sorry Aries, it's just stuck, we'll say. We might get a bit of a clue what that particularly pertains to with what's happening that you're not realising here. And we've got Two of Pentacles, so there's options coming up. But this is also it's a Pentacles card, which is really good too, very grounding. But it's also a card of spinning, you know, having everything sort of sorted. Like you've got your plates, you're juggling things quite well. But there is also an opportunity for something new to sort of come in. It may be a sideline thing or a sideline job or something you're studying, or whatever, that, you know, you're slowly sort of becoming more and more interested in it, that one day can probably reap you some financial gain as well. So it's all about, and two is obviously all about decision, so it's all about deciding to sort of keep things going, but also to be open to something new coming in, or something that you're doing that can later be really helpful financially for you. Okay, so let's see how others see you. Justice, another big card, the card of balance, the card of karma, the card of energy put in and energy received. You know, putting in and getting out is really important in life. As we all know, if we don't do any of that, we don't get any of that. And it's a stalemate. It's like it's stuck. Anyway, so big, beautiful card. But this is how others see you. Aries, but I think that's really nice actually. It's like effort has been made, and now you're starting to see the fruits of your labours, and you know, the effort is being repaid, and you're feeling quite balanced in life, and others particularly are seeing this about you, so that's really nice. So it might be just a nice little it's that encouragement to say, yeah, you're doing well, come on, let's go. Okay, positive feelings. We have the King of Cups. So remembering the grief card. So this, well, especially those who have sort of in the not so recently been bereaved, somebody's recently passed away, and that can be up to 5 years, because they're the hardest years, especially when we're losing someone really important in our life, like a parent. So this card, actually, the King of Cups, talks about, you know, that deep emotional connection. And if this is a member of your family, indeed, this person may be suffering a bit and needing a bit more sort of input from you. It could even be your partner who's suffering from something. And as we know, men are a lot more sort of, what do you call them? They're just emotionally, they don't sort of share very much. It's just how they are built. It's their plumbing. But that's not to say that it isn't there. Of course it's there. So sometimes as the females, we have to be a bit more sort of mindful about how we sort of go in with this person, and recognising that just because they don't talk about it or won't talk about it doesn't mean to say it's not there. So that's a great card to have, and especially for our male friends and partners and fathers, it's a really nice card just to be a bit more sort of mindful of them, even though, you know, on the surface everything just seems okay. But it's also a reminder of our own self too. Sometimes dig deep into the emotional welfare of other people, especially the males. Okay, final outcome. Interesting reading, Aries. We have the Eight of Pentacles, so ongoing success. This is also the Master's Apprentice card. So talking about this Two of Pentacles down here, that something's obviously brewing for you. You're thinking, okay, I've got this going on the side, but it's sort of becoming a bit more interesting. I'm devoting more time and energy into it, and this can be a really good thing for later on. So it's sort of in that way, that's why I call it the Master's Apprentice, because the Eight of Pentacles has already reached a certain level where you're doing well, but then, you know, some people, they just need to have that something else coming along as well, just to keep everything balanced, I guess. And it's often a matured person who's sort of had life experience as well. Well, what a very interesting reading. I hope you have a good month, Aries. I know there's some challenging things in here, but I think basically they're just interesting sort of markers to say, okay, this is the story for you in this month. I'm just going to put one clarifier, and I think I'll put it on that King of Cups, just to see what the advice is under the surface with the Oracle. Okay, and we have the Queen. Very strong female energy there. Woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality and friendship. So definitely this female energy to this King. And this, she actually is equated to the Empress in the tarot, in the Oracle. So let's just have a little snippet and a bit more extension of that for you, because I'm still learning them. Fertile beauty from female sexual energy, earthly pleasures and friendship among women. The Queen summons you to bestow her gifts upon you so that you can revel in the beauty of life. The Queen appears to remind you of the importance of self-esteem, self-worth and holding your head high. If you're inquiring about a specific female and your relationship to her, the Queen stands to represent her, which will bode well or not so well, depending on the other cards that flank her. This card also represents pregnancy, either as a metaphor or the true miracle of life itself. The Queen is always a powerful omen and ally. Well, I'm not going to say another word. Thank you so much for listening.